Johnny Depp was once known for his wild charm and unforgettable movie roles. From his breakout performance in Edward Scissorhands to becoming Captain Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean, he built a successful career and became one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. But even with all that fame, his personal life wasn't always smooth. He went through failed relationships, career struggles, and a very public legal fight with his ex-wife Amber Heard. Many people thought his career was over after that. But Johnny made a surprising comeback. He returned with a new look, a new energy, and a quiet confidence that caught everyone's attention. Johnny was born on June 9, 1963, in Owensboro, Kentucky. He was the youngest of 4 children. His mom, Betty Sue, was a waitress, and his dad, John Christopher Depp, worked as a civil engineer. His childhood was unstable because the family moved around a lot. In 1970, they finally settled in Miramar, Florida. But when Johnny was 15, his parents got divorced, which deeply affected him. Later, his mom married Robert Palmer, and Johnny looked up to him, calling him an inspiration. When Johnny was 12, his mom gave him a guitar. That simple gift changed his life. He quickly fell in love with music and started playing in bands. At 16, he dropped out of high school to follow his dream of becoming a rock star. Although he tried to go back to school, the principal encouraged him to chase his passion instead. In 1980, Johnny joined a band called The Kids. They did well in Florida and moved to Los Angeles to try and get a record deal. They renamed themselves Six Gun Method, but the music industry was tough. To survive, Johnny worked random jobs like telemarketing. In 1983, he married Laurie and Allison, a makeup artist who was also the sister of his bandmate. Unfortunately, their marriage ended in 1985. Around the same time, his band broke up before they could get signed. Still, Johnny didn't give up. He worked with another band, Rock City Angels, and even helped write a song called Mary. His background was mostly English, with some French, German, and Irish roots. He once said his great-grandmother may have had Native American heritage, possibly Cherokee or Creek. However, Native American leaders criticized him, saying he had no real ties to their communities. Things got worse when he played a Native American character in The Lone Ranger and named his band Tonto's Giant Nuts. Some people saw that as disrespectful. Later, a member of the Comanche Nation, LaDonna Harris, adopted him as an honorary son, but this didn't make him part of an actual tribe. Johnny's career started to take off in an unexpected way. After moving to Los Angeles, his ex-wife Laurie introduced him to actor Nicolas Cage. They became friends, and Cage suggested Johnny try acting. Although Johnny never planned to be an actor, he gave it a shot. He landed a role in A Nightmare on Elm Street even though he had never acted before. From there, he kept getting roles. Acting started to pay the bills, unlike music. In 1985, he appeared in Private Resort, and though he was supposed to star in Thrashin', he was replaced. He then had a small part in Oliver Stone's Platoon. In 1987, he got the role that made him a teen star. He played an undercover cop in 21 Jump Street. The show was a hit, and he became a teen idol. But Johnny didn't enjoy the fame that came with it. He felt like he was being sold as a product instead of being seen as a serious actor. Johnny didn't want to be stuck in the role of a teen heartthrob, so he began choosing films that were different and meaningful to him. One of the first was Cry Baby in 1990, which later became a cult classic. That same year, he starred in Edward Scissorhands, directed by Tim Burton. It was a strange, emotional story, and Johnny gave a powerful performance without saying much at all. Critics praised him, and he received his first Golden Globe nomination. Over the next few years, he took on many different roles in films like Benny and June, Dead Man, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and Don Juan DeMarco. In Donnie Brasco, he acted alongside Al Pacino, playing an undercover FBI agent. He completely transformed himself for his role in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and by 1999, when he appeared in The Ninth Gate, it was clear that Johnny Depp was not your average actor. He had become known for choosing strange, deep, and bold roles. That year, he even got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In the 2000s, Johnny kept proving he could play almost any kind of role. He was in Chocolate, Blow, and From Hell. Then came the movie that changed everything, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl in 2003. As Captain Jack Sparrow, Johnny became a global superstar. He brought something unique to the role that people hadn't seen before. He was nominated for an Oscar, and fans couldn't get enough of him. He continued to take on different roles, a father in Finding Neverland, a writer in Secret Window, and a hitman in Once Upon a Time in Mexico. He worked closely with Tim Burton again on movies like Sleepy Hollow, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Corpse Bride, and Sweeney Todd. For Sweeney Todd, he won a Golden Globe. He also starred in Alice in Wonderland, another major box office hit, and lent his voice to the animated film Rango. Johnny didn't just act. He created his own film company, Infinitum Nihil, in 2004 and returned to music by forming the rock band Hollywood Vampires with Alice Cooper and Joe Perry. Even as he tried new things, fans continued to love him. He was even named People magazine's Sexiest Man Alive, twice. But behind the fame, his personal life was full of ups and downs. His first marriage to Laurie and Allison ended after 2 years, but they stayed friends. She even supported him during his legal battles later in life. He got engaged to actresses like Jennifer Grey and Sherilyn Fenn, but those relationships didn't last. In 1990, he started dating Winona Ryder, his Edward Scissorhands co-star. He tattooed Winona Forever on his arm, but after they broke up, he changed it to Wino Forever. Later, he dated supermodel Kate Moss, and their relationship was known for being intense and often in the tabloids. In 1998, Johnny met French singer and actress Vanessa Paradis while filming The Ninth Gate. They fell in love and chose a quiet life away from Hollywood. They had 2 children, Lily Rose in 1999 and Jack in 2002. Johnny Depp once said, "You cannot plan the kind of deep love that results in children." He didn't choose fatherhood on purpose. It just happened naturally, as part of the journey he was on. It felt like destiny. For over 10 years, Johnny was in a relationship with French actress and singer Vanessa Paradis. They never got married, but they had 2 children and shared a peaceful life together. However, in 2012, after more than a decade, Johnny and Vanessa ended their relationship. They handled the separation respectfully, but it marked the end of a calm and steady chapter in Johnny's life. What followed was much more turbulent. Soon after his split with Vanessa, Johnny began dating actress Amber Heard. The two had met while filming The Rum Diary. At first, their relationship looked like another glamorous Hollywood romance. But behind the scenes, things weren't going well. They got married in a small civil ceremony on February 3, 2015. Unfortunately, the marriage didn't last long. Just over a year later, on May 23, 2016, Amber filed for divorce. She also requested a temporary restraining order, claiming that Johnny had been both verbally and physically abusive, especially when he was under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Johnny denied all of Amber's accusations. He claimed she wanted to end the relationship quickly and walk away with a large amount of money. The situation turned into a major media scandal. In August 2016, they reached a private divorce settlement, and by January 2017, the divorce was official. Amber dropped the restraining order, and both of them released a joint public statement. They admitted their relationship had been very intense and, at times, volatile, but insisted it was always based on love. They also said that neither of them had made false claims for financial gain. As part of the divorce, Johnny agreed to pay Amber $7 million, and she promised to donate the entire amount to charity, half to the ACLU and the other half to the Children's Hospital in Los Angeles. Although their marriage was brief, the story didn't end there. In fact, it sparked one of the most widely followed legal battles in Hollywood history. This court case would deeply affect Johnny Depp's career and public image, turning into a defining moment in his life. In December 2018, more than a year after their divorce was finalized, Amber Heard wrote an opinion piece for The Washington Post. While she didn't mention Johnny Depp by name, her words clearly suggested she had been abused. She called herself a public figure representing domestic abuse, wrote about standing up against sexual violence, and described the backlash she received. She also suggested that powerful men were often protected by society and institutions. Johnny believed the article damaged his career and his reputation. He said the article's statements were not only false but also very harmful. In February 2019, he filed a defamation lawsuit against Amber Heard. He pointed out 3 specific lies in the article. First, the headline. Second, Amber's claim that she became a symbol for abuse 2 years earlier. And third, her claim that society defends men who are accused of abuse. Johnny argued that he was actually the one who had been abused in the relationship. He said Amber's claims were fake and were the reason he lost major movie roles, including being removed from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. He believed the article had destroyed his career. Amber didn't stay silent. In August 2020, she filed a counter-lawsuit. She claimed that Johnny, through his lawyer Adam Waldman, had damaged her reputation with false claims. According to her, Waldman had used social media and public statements to try to ruin her career, including encouraging people to remove her from films like Aquaman and stop her from working with companies like L'Oreal. Her counter-lawsuit focused on 3 statements Waldman made to the Daily Mail in 2020. In one, he claimed Amber and her friends had faked sexual abuse accusations. In another, he accused them of staging a scene in a penthouse and calling 911 as part of a setup. The third statement said that the entire abuse story was a hoax. Things got worse when Waldman was removed from the case in October 2020 after leaking private court documents to the media. Then, in November 2020, Johnny lost a separate libel case in the UK against the Sun newspaper, which had called him a wife-beater. Amber's legal team asked for Johnny's US case to be dismissed, but the judge allowed it to continue since Amber hadn't been part of the UK trial. In August 2021, a judge ordered the ACLU to provide records about Amber's promised donations. This raised even more questions about her truthfulness. Finally, in April 2022, the long-awaited defamation trial began in Virginia. From April 11th to June 1st, 2022, the courtroom became the center of global attention. Both Johnny and Amber shared emotional testimonies. Amber described Johnny as violent, especially when he was drunk or high. She said she lived in fear during their relationship. Johnny told a different story. He said Amber was the one who insulted, hurt, and even physically attacked him. Videos, voice recordings, and text messages were shown in court. Witnesses included friends, staff members, and experts. After 13 hours of jury deliberation, the verdict was announced on June 1, 2022. The jury decided that all 3 parts of Amber's op-ed were false and had harmed Johnny's reputation. They said she had acted with actual malice, meaning she knew the statements were false or acted with reckless disregard for the truth. Johnny was awarded $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages, although Virginia law reduced the second amount to $350,000. For her countersuit, Amber won one claim and was awarded $2 million. After the trial, Johnny said, "The jury gave me my life back. I am truly humbled." He thanked the court, his legal team, and his supporters. He also hoped that telling the truth would help others going through similar situations. Later, Amber and Johnny agreed to settle. Amber paid Johnny $1 million, which he promised to donate to charity. She said the settlement wasn't an admission of guilt, but rather a way to move on. This case wasn't just a celebrity feud, it showed how private pain can become public drama. And for Johnny Depp, the trial marked a major turning point in his life and career. After years of legal battles, Johnny is now making a comeback. His new film, Daydrinker, is his most important project in years. Directed by Mark Webb and co-starring Penélope Cruz, the film tells the story of a mysterious man who grows close to a bartender dealing with the loss of her partner. As their bond grows, their lives take unexpected turns, drawing them into a world full of secrets and danger. This isn't the first time Johnny and Penelope have worked together. They previously appeared in Blow, Pirates of the Caribbean, On Stranger Tides, and Murder on the Orient Express. Lionsgate executive Adam Fogelson said the film combines a commercial story with shocking twists, and that Johnny and Penelope are the perfect actors for it. At the 2023 Cannes Film Festival, Johnny opened up about how the drama with Amber had affected his career. When asked if he felt boycotted by Hollywood, he said, "You'd have to not have a pulse to think none of this happened." But he added that he no longer focused on Hollywood's opinion of him. Then came a photo that surprised everyone. In the first image released from Daydrinker, Johnny looked completely different. At 62, he now had silver hair, a full grey beard, bright blue eyes, and a stylish blue suit. Fans were shocked. Some didn't even recognize him at first. One fan wrote, "Johnny Depp absolutely rocking the silver fox look." Another said, "The grey looks amazing on him." People loved the transformation, and many said it marked the start of Johnny's silver fox era. Daydrinker is already being called Johnny's big Hollywood comeback. Although he starred in a French film called Jean du Barry before this, Daydrinker is his return to major English-language cinema. In the film, Johnny plays a mysterious man who meets a grieving bartender on a cruise ship. Their meeting pulls them into the dangerous criminal underworld. The film is a mix of action, drama, and suspense, and fans are excited. But the transformation didn't stop at his hair and clothes. People also noticed a big change in Johnny's smile. In the 1990s, Johnny had a perfect Hollywood smile. But over the years, his lifestyle, smoking, drinking, and avoiding dental care, caused his teeth to become yellow, stained, and even rotten. At one point, he proudly said he had unfinished root canals and didn't care about having perfect teeth. By 2023, photos showed his teeth had turned fully brown, and fans were concerned. Then, in 2024, Johnny surprised everyone again. A video showed him smiling with perfect white teeth during a vacation in the Bahamas. Reports said he had started a full personal makeover, beginning with dental work. One insider said, "This is the start of better things ahead." Now, Johnny Depp seems to be entering a new chapter, stronger, healthier, and back in the spotlight not because of controversy, but because of his work. His story shows that even after huge challenges, it's possible to rise again. Johnny Depp has been working hard to improve his appearance. He's been taking care of his body, his skin, and his overall health. Because of these efforts, people have started talking about his smile again, but now, in a positive way. His smile, which used to be known for looking damaged, is now getting lots of attention for how good it looks. Just as fans were still admiring his new silver hair and grey beard, Johnny surprised everyone again. He took a selfie with actress Penélope Cruz during a break from filming their new movie Daydrinker. The two stars were visiting the famous Reina Sofia Museum in Spain.